Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. My name is Abhishek Maj and let's start with the top story. The Bharatiya Janata Party has formally announced that Nitin Nabin has taken charge as the BJP's national president at the party headquarters in New Delhi, marking a key transition in the ruling party's organizational leadership. The swearing-in ceremony was attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with senior party leaders, chief ministers and key office bearers. At the age of 45, Nitin Nabin became the youngest leader ever to occupy the post of BJP national president. During the event, the Prime Minister congratulated the BJP and its cadre and expressed confidence in the new leadership. PM Modi also affirmed that under Nitin Nabin's leadership, the party will continue to expand its organizational strength, achieve new milestones and further deepen its connect with the youth of the nation. Addressing the gathering, newly elected BJP National President Nitin Nabin expressed gratitude to Prime Minister Modi for the opportunity and described the day as a moment of resolve. Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav announced steady progress on India's first high-speed rail corridor, the 508-kilometer Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train, as installation of overhead electrification mast continues along key sections. In a social media post on Monday, Minister Vaishnav highlighted that this milestone enables electric traction for safe, efficient operations at speeds up to 320 kilometers an hour. India's Environment Ministry has issued a notification declaring the biodiversity-rich area ranging from 0 to 1 kilometer around the Kumbhalgarh Wildlife Sanctuary located in the Aravalli mountain range as an eco-sensitive zone. The declaration of ESZ will not just help the rich biodiversity thrive, but also help indigenous communities in the area live freely with eco-friendly and community-focused initiatives. The Indian Navy sail training ship INS Doordarshan embarks on the flagship voyage of Lokayan 26 on Tuesday, a 10-month transoceanic expedition. A key highlight of the deployment will be INS Doordarshan's participation in prestigious international tall ship events, Escale Asset in France and Sail 250 in New York. The Indian Port Authority, Kandla, successfully tested an indigenously developed linear induction motor pod for cargo transport in Gandhidham, Gujarat. The aim is to upgrade the cargo motor to a magnetic levitation-based transportation system with a prototype developed by an Indian deep tech startup incubated at IIT Madras. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who is visiting India next week, has said that the European Union was on the verge of concluding a free trade agreement with India. Speaking on the second day at the ongoing World Economic Forum annual meeting in the Swiss resort city of Davos on Tuesday, the European Commission President also said that a series of recent geopolitical shocks will force the European Union to build a new independent Europe. Speaking at the joint press conference at the Indian Pavilion in the World Economic Forum, Union Minister Prasar Joshi highlighted the vision of Viksit Bharat and the ambition of the people of India. India's Union Minister Prasar Joshi met the economic advisor of the Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs of Oman, Dr. Said Mohammad Ahmed Al Sakri, at Davos in Switzerland. Union Civil Aviation Minister K. Ramohan Naidu emphasized India's economic might and stressed on the importance of contemporary India on the global level. The Western Indian state of Maharashtra opened World Economic Forum 2026 with a record $173 billion in investment on the first day of the annual meeting. The Maharashtra Pavilion at World Economic Forum 2026 has been positioned as a platform for structured dialogue and investment realization. Northeast Indian state of Assam made its debut at the 56th World Economic Forum in Davos on Monday, positioning itself as India's fastest growing state and a prime destination for green energy, semiconductors and tourism investment. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has created history by becoming the first Chief Minister from Assam to attend the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Switzerland. Talking to Indian news agency, Himanta Biswa said the growth of Assam and Northeast are interlinked, noting that any development in Assam benefits the whole of Northeast. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note. Nifty was down 353 points to settle at 25,232.50. At close, Sensex was down 1,066 points at 82,181. Indian rupee fell 7 paise to close at record low of 90.97 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on 5th February were priced at 1,49,273 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for 5th March maturity stood at 3,19,900 rupees per kg on the MCX. Oil prices were steady on Tuesday. Brent futures for March shed 0.17% at $63.83 a barrel. Denmark has boosted its military presence in Greenland as more Danish soldiers arrived in Greenland's Kangerlussuaq on Monday as part of the Arctic Endurance military exercise. Greenlandic Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen reaffirmed on Monday that the latest US statements on controlling the island will not change Greenland's firm stance in defending its right to decide its own future. German and French leaders denounced as blackmail threats by Trump to wield new tariffs against countries which oppose his plans. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said on Tuesday he was confident European governments won't escalate tensions with the United States over its aim to buy Greenland and that a solution would be found. US House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson addressed the United Kingdom Parliament on Tuesday in honor of America's semi-quincentennial celebration. Speaker Johnson is the first US Speaker of the House to address UK Parliament. During his address, Speaker Johnson said he was confident that Britain and the United States could work through their differences and maintain the so-called special relationship between the two countries. Britain said on Tuesday it would never compromise on national security as it defended its deal to transfer sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius after the US President described the agreement as an act of total weakness. The Kremlin said on Tuesday that its envoy Kirill Dmitriev is in Davos that hosts the annual World Economic Forum and will meet the US officials regarding the peace process in Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron told US President Donald Trump that he could set up a G7 meeting in Paris and he did not understand what Trump was doing on Greenland in a screenshot of the direct one-on-one messages to Trump which the US President posted on Truth Social on Tuesday. UAE's Foreign Ministry said on Tuesday in a statement that President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan has accepted US President's invitation to the Board of Peace. Britain's government on Tuesday approved plans for China to build its largest European embassy in London despite security concerns raised by lawmakers in the US and Britain. Spain has begun 3 days of national mourning after the high-speed train crash killed 41 people, marking the country's deadliest rail accident since 2013. Taiwan said it will lead a democratic high-tech supply chain with the US forming a strategic AI partnership under a new tariffs deal. Taiwanese firms will invest $250 billion in semiconductors, energy and AI in the US with another $250 billion in credit to support further investment. Australia has passed new laws to enable national gun buyback and tighter license checks in response to last month's deadly mass shooting at Bondi Beach. Beaches in Australia's northern Sydney remain closed on Tuesday after a man was critically injured in a shark attack, the city's third in 2 days. Canada's Governor-General Mary Simon began her official visit to Mexico on Monday. The trip aims to strengthen bilateral ties and advance shared priorities for indigenous people. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz and Greek counterpart Nikos Dandias praised strong bilateral ties at a joint presser on Tuesday, highlighting joint military exercises as a force multiplier. Nikos Dandias highlighted joint efforts to counter drone swarms, subsea vehicles and cyber threats. European farmers staged protests in Strasbourg on Tuesday against the newly signed EU-Mercosur trade deal, the bloc's largest ever accord. All right, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching Express News on DD India.
Welcome to Jharkhand, the land of forests.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Severe cold wave conditions continue to grip the Kashmir Valley, with Srinagar recording a minimum temperature of -3.4 degrees Celsius. The Spiti Valley in Himachal Pradesh is covered in a thick blanket of snow after heavy snowfall on Tuesday. The Met Department has issued a warning of more heavy snowfall and isolated rain in the coming days in the state. India's national capital Delhi experienced a slight break from the ongoing cold wave, with temperatures rising modestly on Tuesday. Thick blanket of fog continues to shroud parts of Agra in Uttar Pradesh. In early morning, officials have advised residents to take necessary precautions. Heavy rain is expected in multiple states of India, including Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh in coming days. The Japan Met Agency has warned of continued heavy snow through Wednesday and Sunday in areas along the Sea of Japan and has advised against non-essential travel. Heavy snowfall and strong winds disrupted transport along Japan's northwestern coast on Tuesday, forcing widespread flight cancellations and rail suspensions. A wave of low temperatures swept southern China on Tuesday, bringing rare snowfall to Shanghai. The city last saw heavy snowfall in January 2018. Across China, authorities have shut 241 sections of major roads in 12 provinces, including Shanxi, Inner Mongolia and Heilongjiang, due to snowfall and icy conditions. Severe floods in Mozambique have forced thousands to flee their homes, with many stranded on rooftops. The heaviest snowfall in 60 years on Russia's far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula has created drifts several meters high, blocking buildings and barring cars. Residents and tourists flocked to France's Reunion Island after the Piton de la Feunaise volcano began erupting. Witnesses called the moment a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. At least 19 people have died in wildfires raging across Chile's Nubel and Baibao regions. Firefighters are battling 34 blazes nationwide amid challenging conditions. 3 Antarctic penguin species are now breeding significantly earlier than a decade ago, likely due to rapid warming at colony sites. Researchers warn the shift could affect competition and food availability. Giant ice blocks have turned the Elbe River in northern Germany into an Arctic-like scene. Located about 50 kilometers upstream from Hamburg, the frozen buildup has halted navigation and raised concerns about potential flooding. The Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, lit up Greenland skies on Tuesday with vivid green hues caused by a solar coronal mass injection. Nearly 3 years after mass fish deaths at Meninde, a $6.5 million AI-powered trial is underway on the Darling River. The system transports native fish over barriers, easing pressure on food and oxygen supplies. The 286-kilogram Swarna Dhanush, a golden bow meant for installation at the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, arrived in Puri and was received with reverence by devotees. The Swarna Dhanush, which began its journey from Rourkela, was kept at the Uttara Pashra Mutt in Puri for public viewing before continuing its onward journey to Ayodhya later this month. Pong Dam Lake in Himachal Pradesh, a major wintering site for migratory birds from Siberia, has recorded the arrival of 2 new avian visitors this season. The Pong Dam wetland continues to host large numbers of bar-headed geese, which migrate annually from Siberia to the Pong Dam region. A midwinter water bird survey has been carried out at Chilika Lagoon in India, Asia's largest brackish water lagoon. The survey monitors migratory and resident bird populations, offering insights into global biodiversity and conservation efforts. The Sabrimala Mandala Makarvilakku festival has concluded in Kerala with a temple closing after the completion of traditional rituals. The annual pilgrimage season drew lakhs of devotees, ending with the sacred Makarvilakku ceremony. The Republic Day Flower Show at Lal Bagh Botanical Garden in Bengaluru, titled The Journey of Tejasvi, pays tribute this year to renowned writer and environmentalist K.P. Purnachandra Tejasvi. Around 3.5 million flowers sourced from across India are on display at the Republic Day Flower Show, along with sections on organic farming, GI tagged crops, exotic fruits and insects. The show is open daily until January 26. In Showbiz, Zootopia 2 has officially become Hollywood's highest grossing animated film, surpassing Pixar's Inside Out 2 at the global box office. The milestone cements Disney's sequel as a record-breaking success in the animation industry. Producer Victor Francis has confirmed that the spiritual film Axis of Life will have its world premiere in India, calling Mother India the right place for such a project. Hollywood star Geena Davis, known for Thelma and Louise, Beetlejuice and Stuart Little, turned 70 on Tuesday. The Strangers Chapter 3 will release in India on 6 February 2026, reviving the cult home invasion horror franchise. Stripping fear to silence, isolation and unpredictability, the film thrives on atmospheric dread and unseen terror. Indian investigative drama Kohra is set to return with its second season on February 11. Bollywood star Ajay Devgan and producer Danish Devgan unveiled Bal Tanaji, an AI-powered film inspired by 2020 hit Tanaji, the Unsung Warrior. The project reimagines the franchise for a new generation. Bollywood actors Siddhant Chaturvedi and Mrunal Thakur showcased playful chemistry in the teaser of Do Deewane Sheher Mein, highlighting impromptu lunch dates and a scooter ride. Indian film Border 2, starring Sunny Deol, Varun Dhawan, Diljit Dosanjh and Ahan Shetty, has recorded strong advance bookings, selling 22,000 tickets at major cinema chains on its first day. Legendary composer Ilayaraja will receive the Padma Pani Award at the Ajanta Ellora International Film Festival 2026. The festival runs from January 28 to February 4 in Maharashtra's Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. Rani Mukherjee's fierce new track Babbar Sherni from Mardani 3 has been released, celebrating her iconic character Shivani Shivaji Roy. Sports now, the 6th edition of Khelo India Winter Games kicked off in Leh city of Ladakh as Lieutenant Governor Kavinder Gupta inaugurated the event. During the inaugural ceremony, local cultural troops performed, showcasing the diverse culture and heritage of Ladakh. The games will be held from 20th to 26 January, featuring a range of winter sports, with figure skating and Olympic sport making its debut. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu will aim to bounce back as she begins her campaign at the Indonesia Masters Badminton Tournament on Wednesday. India's top men's singles player Lakshya Sen will look to carry forward the positives from his quarter-final run at the India Open last week. Former Australian Open finalist Elena Rybakina reinforced her title credentials with a comfortable first-round victory in Melbourne. American tennis player Madison Keys began her Australian Open title defence with a win over Alexandra Olenikova. Defending champion Yannick Sinner strolled into second round of the Oz Open when French opponent Hugo Gaston retired. India's final preparation for the ICC T20 World Cup 2026 begin with a 5-match T20 series against New Zealand starting in Nagpur on Wednesday. New Zealand's preparation for the 2020 World Cup suffered a setback with fast bowler Adam Milner and all-rounder Michael Bracewell sustaining injuries. In Champions League, English club Manchester City will face Norwegian football club Bodo Glimt on Tuesday night. English club Arsenal travelled to the San Siro with a perfect record in this season's Champions League as they face Serie A leaders Inter Milan on Tuesday night. Portuguese football club Sporting CP hosts reigning European champions Paris Saint-Germain in Lisbon on Tuesday night. LeBron James will not start in the NBA All-Star game for the first time in his career, ending a record run that lasted more than 2 decades. Formula One team has revealed the new look of their car for the 2026 season. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Express News. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.